Live from New York, it's Saturday night!
What?
Guy's fucking delusional.
Hey, isn't
Why do
the
they call
fucking
it oven
Oscars
when you
happening
oven
right now?
out hot eat the food?
I was doing the same fucking bit with my friend like a week ago, and I pretty much
Me.
unlocked him with that. He's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Hey, isn't the Oscars happening?
Like literally right now.
That's hilarious. We're here
Don't
doing
worry,
this.
our audience does not watch the Oscars.
What if they do?
My brother in Christ, why do they call it oven when you in the cold food of out hot eat the food? But you guys mentioned
gotta imagine
like a
how-
second ago.
Yeah, you gotta imagine how high that guy was when he wrote that fucking...
Can you imagine how hot? Can you imagine how high you were when you said that sentence?
I was actually very sober when I
Pretty
said that
sober.
sentence.
I'm gonna tell your parents you were high
Damn, that's
on the
crazy.
stream.
Damn, that's crazy.
I'm gonna tell your
On the
You
daddy.
gotta start this...
Specifically, not that you were high in general, just that you were high on the stream.
Yes.
Are we gonna get a screen share to see your gameplay, or...
Maybe.
Click on the link, I didn't even bother.
Do you want to see my precious gameplay?
The fuck is wrong with you?
Do you want to see my tasty, sweet,
Stop! You're violating my ear hole.
scrumptious,
Join
My eardrums have been violated.
juicy?
Stop that!
This
Stop
Gameplay.
is
that!
the first stream we do that actually has no active viewers.
Oh, nice. Anyway, it should be live now.
We just be like recording a Let's Play then.
Bro's got his fucking Discord open on stream.
Nobody watches these. It doesn't matter.
It's Casa Bonita gang.
I don't know.
It was the gang. It was the gang from when we went to Casa Bonita, because I planned a trip with David and Josh
And
Jackson
David.
and David.
And David. Oh, and
And
Josh's
David.
girlfriend, too.
David was there.
And I think
Josh's
your wife was
girlfriend.
there, too.
Yeah, I got everyone action figures as a present.
And I still need to get you that gift that I still have in my room.
It's been fucking 4 months.
I don't know what the fuck y'all on about.
David
Sure,
forgot
that's
to give me my Christmas present, and it's been like 4 months.
Dude, I didn't forget. I just couldn't give anyone Christmas presents.
No, but he bought it. He has a Christmas present for me. He
And,
just
yeah.
keeps forgetting to give it to
Well,
me.
that's just David though. Like I don't know what you expected.
All
But
I
I
do
got
is
him an
go
Adam
over
West
to his
Batman
house and
figure.
eat his food.
You
What
just
would
feel
And
happen?
then you keep
be bisexual and lie.
putting this fucking Spanish subtitles on my TV for some reason.
I did that?
Did
Yeah.
I do that?
I can honestly, I don't remember that.
I thought I did that.
Did I do that?
Did I do that, governor? Gov,
There's the governor.
governor. Did I do that?
Yeah, there's 2 active viewers on the stream right now, and I think it's me and William.
Yeah.
Well, I put you. I have you on Discord too. So why are you here?
People are too busy watching the Oscars, man. John Cena fucking walked out on stage completely naked.
Did he?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I need to go and
The only thing he
furiously
had was like a
masturbate
little
to
fucking
that.
piece of like board to like cover his dick, but that's it.
That's amazing.
Kind of fucked up.
Well, I guess I just need to go and furiously masturbate to that. Excuse me.
That's exactly why it's David's gonna do that shit.
So anyway, we're in the tunnels with Ava right now.
That's not her name, but okay.
Ava Wang, right?
That's pretty Wong.
I still love our fucking joke when we were playing these games. And because the PS1 graphics were not like super clear about ethnicity, everyone just kind of looked like a blob of pixels and textures. And then I can't remember which one of us said which part, but one of us said, "Is she white?" Maybe. But someone said, "Is she white?" Then the other person went, "No, she's Wong."
You know, I think you said. I don't know. I said. I know I said she's Wong. I don't know if I also said is she white, or I don't know if you said that. I'm unclear about the first part, but I know I said the second part for sure.
It would feel weird to me because I know she's supposed to be Asian already, so I don't know why I would ask that.
Maybe it was the other way around. I don't know.
Because I played all these games, and as you get through them, it becomes more and more clear that this is just a Chinese person.
Her name is Ava, right?
Her name is what?
Ava.
No, Ada with a D.
Ada.
Adele?
Hello. It's me.
Sure.
Adele Dazeem?
Do you know the way?
What? Oh, so
You know that crazy urban legend about gators in the sewers?
Are there gonna be any gators in this sewer?
That would be stupid.
It's pretty homophobic to say.
Please explain how that's homophobic.
It's not too late to turn
Well, I'm making a pun.
No chance. You're stuck with me to the end.
So can I trust Ava?
About as much as you can
Nobody
trust
knows.
Harvey Dent.
So
Ugh.
I'm
Nobody
gonna get
knows for
her.
sure.
So
Sure
her.
this is the right way?
So what you're saying
Unfortunately.
is that she's gonna get half of her face melted off in a bizarre acid accident, and then team up with Jim Carrey to defeat the Batman.
Leon! Get out of there!
Okay, run! Avoid the obstacles in front of you.
I refuse. I'm gonna
And
run
try
into
not to
all the obstacles.
Walk into the path of where it's biting. Like the opposite of the thing.
Yay! I died.
Yeah, that's something you did.
I don't know how I could be more clear. Sometimes I think he does these things on purpose.
I was definitely on purpose. He ran into that fucking obstacle just dead on. Ain't no way that was accidental.
Ugh. You sure this is the right way?
A friend of mine is live texting me the Oscars, and I'm just ignoring her notifications. So I can look up who won what on Wikipedia in like 2 hours.
How do you even develop a friendship when that even happens? One of my friends even gives shits about the Oscars to fucking do that. I don't give a shit about the Oscars enough.
Leon! Get out of there!
I don't think you care about the Oscars either. It's the Bible.
Hey Xavier, you care about the Oscars, right?
No.
Nobody cares about the Oscars.
I think it's a bullshit fucking awards show. It's just a big Hollywood circle jerk where they just take the most fucking obvious shit.
Well, you know what my favorite fact about the Oscars is? Do you know why it was founded?
Why
I'm
was it
sure it's
founded?
some horrible racist reason.
It was founded by a bunch of studio heads in the 30s because they wanted to prevent unionization. So the idea was that if they just give them a bunch of awards and celebrate them for a night, they won't
Sure,
need
this is the right
to collectively bargain and organize.
Wow.
Checks out.
Wait there.
Yeah.
They still did anyway, eventually.
Yeah, they still did. But the idea is like, oh, just give them a bunch of fancy statues, and you know, they'll be happy.
He's gotta jingle some keys in front of him, and they won't.
He
Literally.
won't ask for better hours. We gave him a golden statue of a guy. What else could he want?
What else could he want?
David, goddamn. It telegraphs where it's going so much. If he goes
does?
right, you go left.
What?
If he
What's
goes
right?
left, you go right.
What is right and what is left?
Left is right, is left, up and down is up. I don't know how much clearer we can make it.
One of the times I actually got genuinely mad at my wife was when we were trying to get like directions to drive somewhere.
Holy shit!
She said she was looking at the GPS. She said, "Go left," and then put her right hand up and gestured towards the right. And then I turned right. And then she said, "No, left." And I said, "Do you know what you just did?" And then she started laughing so hard that she almost peed herself. And I was so mad.
I was told about that. I remember
Shoot
that
it!
story.
There you go. So every time she has to navigate while we're driving anywhere, I'm suspicious of her and have to double check her answers.
This is like a real Among Us in real life. When one of your friends is being sus and you can't trust them anymore.
When one of your friends is being sussy baka.
We have one person in chat.
One
Ravioli
person
Ramon.
in chat. How are we doing this
What
fine?
did you just say to me?
Can't say I didn't warn you.
You said the virus turned people into monsters.
They
not
said
reptiles.
common David and friends W. Well, common. What's the name again? Common Ravioli Ramon W. You joined our stream.
Cumin?
Credit goes to my friend.
I love cumin. It's probably in my top 10 favorite spices.
What?
I love common.
Yeah. Yeah, I love putting it in my waffles.
So let me
One
get
of my
this
top
straight.
10 favorite
Umbrella sells
activities.
monsters like that. Who? Our military?
common.
Somebody else's?
They don't sell the monsters. They sell the viruses that make them. And Annette is who makes the viruses. Scary as that alligator was, Annette is far more dangerous.
What?
Huh?
What is Annette? Who is Annette?
Annette Birkin is the...
That's the
Man,
thing we
these
use
games have like a
officially.
really cool story, and David is getting just like maybe like every fifth thing in here.
And who is Annette Birkin, anyways? What is she Birkin?
She's the wife of the scientist who's making the virus that's doing all this shit.
And why do they call it Annette?
Because her name is Annette.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with
What the fuck did
anything?
their parents call her that? Are they stupid?
Yeah.
Definitely William's handiwork.
Identify yourself.
Identify yourself.
Annette Birkin.
She's who we're looking for?
Not much
I
time.
don't know
Hi,
why you
Annette
say-
Birkin.
Need to dispose of it. We're here for the G virus.
Identify yourself.
That's not gonna happen. I'm warning you, Doctor. Oh yeah?
Identify yourself. She, her.
Stop!
And then he starts shooting.
They them.
And then he doesn't shoot.
And he doesn't shoot.
I love the she
Leon
she
only
shim.
likes they them
Didn't
pussy.
expect that from a scientist.
No, it's not they them. It's they them thusy.
Forget about
Damn
me.
it, you're right. I'm sorry.
Just go.
I'm sorry, everyone.
Stop.
Well, it's a
Sorry.
spectrum. It's a spectrum.
Sorry.
They them can have pussies and thussies. You know?
I identify as a they them thusy.
I identify as fucking confused right now.
I identify as tired.
I identify as suicidal.
That being said, trains rights.
Also trans wrongs.
I'll call for extraction.
Also,
Okay, do crimes, kids.
Yes.
Just finished my first
You can
playthrough of it
run
last
and
year.
not.
Loved it. Probably top 3 Resident Evil games for me.
Oh look!
Dude,
Look!
not
I'm
gonna
playing
lie,
as Resident.
top
I'm
three
playing
Resident
as.
Evil- top,
I'm playing as
top 3
Ava.
Resident Evil games. Top 3 Resident Evil games for me. 1 through 3 classics.
You know
Oh,
what?
you
Next
can
time
do
you visit, like, in person, we should play those on, like, the PS3 that I have here. Like, play them, just marathon them. Because you've never played Resident Evil 1 Classic. You played the remake.
I played the remake, but it's pretty much just the classic. Like, I feel like it's a more
It's
complete experience.
mostly the same. It's mostly the same.
Secret.
The original has the puzzles are a little bit simpler in a few locations. Some of the stuff with Lisa Trevor is not in there.
Mhm.
The dialogue is hilarious, and also the game looks like it's like lit like the inside of a Walmart.
Jill Sandwich,
Jill Sandwich.
the master of unlocking.
Like it's so evenly lit all throughout the whole inside of the game.
Because there's no like
There's not a
lighting,
single.
it's just everything is glowing, and you really like.
Yeah, there's not a single dark room. Every light I like to imagine has just like a bunch of fluorescent lights up above that are just all on all at once.
Well, no, because like the engine just wouldn't have any lighting. It's just like it's.
Well, no, I mean you could just draw the backgrounds darker, which they did in the second game.
Are they even drawn? I feel like they're just 3D renders.
It's a little bit of both.
Hold on, let me look up RE1 Classic. Let me see what. Oh, you know, those are definitely 3D renders. Yeah, look at this shit.
Even then, they just bright as shit.
I love how she has
That's
her
how everything
detective
looked-
mode
That's how
gun.
everything looked at the time. Lighting is very fucking different. Like, it's very intensive.
That's why it was like so impressive that RE2 has as good of lighting as it does.
Well, it's like you said, they just figured out, okay, we gotta make things darker. But like for that first time, every fucking game looked like that. So
Okay, so now I need an ID wristband.
yeah, look, this is like Resident Evil 2 for reference.
Resident Evil? More like Resident Sheevil, am I right?
More like shut the fuck up. Sorry, I didn't mean that.
What
Resident
did you
Evil 2
mean?
Classic is so fucking awesome.
What's that?
Said Resident Evil 2 Classic is so fucking awesome.
I prefer Resident Evil 3 Classic, actually.
What
I
about
really like that.
what about Resident Evil 5? How's Resident Evil 5?
I love Resident Evil 5. I know that some shit about it is outdated as fuck, but this is what pisses me off, right? It doesn't piss me off, but it kind of annoys me. People say, oh, it's the racist game. It's not a racist game. It's a very outdated game in terms of, like, how they represent things. I don't think it's racist. I think the entire point
Well,
is,
it's
like...
just that they wanted really badly to make it just like Black Hawk Down. And then just didn't realize... Actually, I don't know.
Because the whole plot is about stopping modern day, like, fucking Hitler, essentially.
Yeah. But he's doing evil
Fight on my
after.
lady
He's
neck.
doing eviler stuff, and he's, like, uber racist. In, like, oh, only the good bloodline can survive, and this thing that I
he's saying
created will kill
eugenics, kid.
everyone else. Let's have Africa be the first place we try this shit on.
The villain is the bad guy. He's testing bioweapons in Africa.
You know, that's a
So he has
really
big
deep
sample size
statement
of
that you
people.
just said right there, Xavier.
What?
The villain is the bad guy.
What?
That's really deep if you,
You know
think
what?
about
That's
it.
really
That says a
funny.
lot
I
about
didn't even
society.
notice I said that. I didn't even notice I said that. That's weird. He is a bad guy. Well,
Yeah.
sometimes your villain could be a pretty cool guy, you know?
I mean,
Like, what if your villain's just like really
a
nice?
villain can be a cool guy, but it's like he's a villain, so he's still the bad guy.
What if your villain's just really nice?
Then is he a villain then? Is he? I
Yeah.
mean, you know what? No, you got a point. You got a point. I see what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah.
I'm putting down what you're picking up.
Go, mama.
So anyway, he's just trying to test a bioweapon on a big sample size of people, and he picks like a super ultra poor village in Africa, because, well, I think the statement is that it's just a group of people that the world generally doesn't care about, and that like if something terrible happens to them, no one really does anything about it. And that works because even still to this day, terrible things happen in Africa all the time, and the world at large doesn't really feel like they need to give a shit.
To be fair, it isn't just Africa. It's like every developing country.
Oh yeah, just third world countries, But
Africa?
and then also there's a precedent set that they also did basically like the exact same thing in a European country full of white people in the previous game.
There's a president set?
A precedent.
President?
Well, it's funny because that previous game is all about presidency.
Yes, about this. You gotta save the president's daughter
By killing the president of this country. That
by
the
killing.
president's daughter has been kidnapped to.
Yeah, we
The
gotta
president
kill the
of this
president's
fan club.
daughter.
So, like, Resident Evil 4 is the only game where you could actually say President Evil and it would make sense.
Because they wanted to make the president evil in that game.
Yeah.
Because they were gonna put a brain slug in Ashley and send her back to her dad, so they could mind control the president.
And make him evil. Something about that is just so fucking
Wait, you know what? You could say that for 6 too, because remember that game opens with Leon having to shoot the president in the head.
But that isn't the entire plot of the game. I don't even know what the
I know.
fuck Evil 6 is
That game
about.
has
I
a
lost track
president.
after, like, maybe the first cutscene. It's
So-
just so mind-numbing.
So my
Like,
question
okay.
is, now that they've remade up through Resident Evil 4, should they remake Resident Evil 5?
No, they should remake Resident Evil
If they-
Code Veronica because aside from 6, that's the only one that's unplayable. And is kind of bad as a result. That game
Correct
is
answer.
unplayable. That game is genuinely one of the most fucked games I've ever played. It's not even like, oh, skill issue, bro. It's literally, what the fuck do you want me to do? You're setting me up to fail? It's not a good game.
It's like parts where the fucking AI for the bad guys are so fucking overbearing that you have to like bug them out to succeed.
It's not even that. It's just like everything, dude.
Always
That boss
Really?
fight with the tyrant on the plane.
I couldn't get
is
past
so
it because in order to get to where
unforgiving.
in order to get to where I went,
Becky!
I had to exhaust all of my
So
resources.
translate
on the
this
fucking
into
sponge.
words that I understand.
I had to exhaust all of my resources on the bullet sponge zombies, and the game didn't think to give me any resources when I got to a place where I could save
persistent.
right before the boss fight. So a boss fountain. I didn't think about that. So when I started the boss fight, I was completely fucking bamboozled because by that point I was like, what, 2 hours into the game? And I didn't have a single fucking thing that could help me for like long enough till I got the boss fight defeated. Till I defeated the boss fight. So it was a very exhausting task to just like figure out a way around it. And the game basically soft-locked me because I couldn't get anywhere past that point. Because the boss was just too difficult and like all of the resources that I had weren't enough. So I had to like go on YouTube and watch the rest of the game. And I'm kind of glad I did because it looks like it would have been a pain if I had to fucking play through all of that.
I think Becky also was streaming that just a couple of months ago and also got stuck. Code Veronica is such a pain in the dick.
And then they give you like the side character who isn't even cool, but like he tries to be cool.
Now, okay, I agree with you that they should just do Code Veronica next because it's very plot integral. It also has some of the most important moments in the fucking series, is because that's when you find out Wesker is alive, and that's also when you fucking get to see the Redfield siblings finally reunited after being separated for 3 games. You know, it's a whole thing. and but that stuff happens in a game that people kind of consider like a side game because it's not a numbered one, even though it was supposed to be Resident Evil 3.
Yeah.
And so that one I think is the most importantest on the docket right now. But because it was probably more successful and more widely known, they're probably going to do 5 next. In which case I'd say you can remake it, but you should probably dial back some stuff. Like, okay, I would cut the part where you're in the village and they have a bunch of, like, skirt-wearing savages throwing spears at you.
Or like the tribal
that was-
Africans.
Yeah, that was also the worst section in the game.
Not much. I just remember the aesthetic that they gave to the characters, like to the NPCs. But I don't remember
mean,
if I did it.
It was very short, and that's why I think also it'd be fine to cut it. Or just change that.
I feel
or
like if
something.
you're gonna like
because-
have it in, make it more tasteful. Like I think you can improve it. There's no need to like cut it out.
Well, how do you
entirely.
make it more?
I don't
more
know.
tasteful
I don't know.
than-
But I'm just saying you could like find a way at the very most, or at the very least.
I don't know. I'm not the right person to ask. I'm the cracker ass white boy. I don't know how to.
Yeah, you got a
make
black uncle, though.
Fuzzy... Oh, I've got many black family members. But I myself am
black
not
have
one
to
of
do with
the
this?
Blackens. So I don't know how to fix Resident Evil 5 because I'm not black, and I feel like I don't know if
Well, here's
I have
the thing.
the
Here's the funny
necessary
thing, though.
credentials to speak on it.
Here's
So
the
my
funny thing though,
solution
is
just
at
to
the
cut it.
time they actually got people to like consult about the decisions they made, like artistically with that sort of stuff. It was reportedly anyway, and apparently they were fine with it. They're like, you know, yeah, this is fine, this is okay. And like you look at it now, and it's like this was not fine, this was not okay.
Yeah, who was your fucking cultural sensitivity guy on staff?
No,
who said
apparently
that
they
that
got
was
like
cool?
someone of like African, background. Like I don't know if it was like an African American or
What,
what.
they find the one black guy in Japan and ask him, and he's
What
like,
if they found? What if they?
You know what? I don't know. I read an
Wouldn't it
article
be funny
that
if they
someone said
asked
they
a
consulted
person,
someone.
"Are you African?" And it was just a white South African, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's
they
fine,
asked
bro."
Elon Musk.
Yeah.
No, brother, I'm white.
Oh, yeah.
South African.
No, they asked Neil Blomkamp, and as we know, he's always so culturally sensitive. He was listening to Die Antwoord blaring on his headphones, and he didn't even actually understand the question. He went just, "Yeah, it's fine, bro." Then they went, "All right, well, it looks like we got the okay, everybody. Let's go."
Yeah, they didn't really specify it, but I kind of did some research into it. It was like, wait, why do people consider that the bad game? This was a while ago. And I
Before you played it.
article.
But
I came across an article.
it's a lot more apparent when you've actually played it.
Oh no, this is after I played it. But I was okay, because I didn't think it was like, I was like, okay, there's some things that were outdated. People were like calling it straight up racist. I was like, okay, I feel like that's a bit of an overstatement.
Not the only one.
So let me see what people are saying about it.
Realize
So I was digging around, I was doing some research trying to get people's opinion of it, the people on the internet. And I came across this article where it was like, somebody was like reviewing the game, and they were talking about like, okay, I understand X, Y, and Z, and I don't know, I went down a rabbit hole, and apparently, yeah, like fucking, Capcom was like, just checking to see if like the elements they had in the game was fine. And reportedly, they like fucking checked in with people, like got their opinions about it, and it was. I don't know the specifics of it.
I don't know who they asked because I feel
I don't know
like
who they
that
asked.
person,
So,
gave,
100%
that
right. I don't
person
know who they
set
asked.
them up for failure by giving them bad info.
Probably, but this is kind of like all I have to go off of, and
You want to
Yeah, I
assume
don't know.
that it was done innocently.
I do
you
want
know,
to. I do want to assume that. That's the thing is I want to
I
assume
don't
that
think
it wasn't
there
done
was
like,
malice behind it. I think it was just being like fucking dumb. It was just not understanding.
Yeah.
Hey, there's more people in chat. Ben is here. Ben won
Hello,
Best
Ben.
Supporting Actor.
Hello, nerd man.
I love Ben. He's my favorite little fella.
Who's Ben?
He's
I
an
thought I was
adorable
your favorite
guy.
little fella. You fuck.
Who's Ben?
You're not so little. You're fucking like 3 feet taller than me.
How tall are you again?
He's 5
I'm
foot
5'9" or 5'10", I think.
5'10".
David, how tall are you?
No comment.
Because I'm like ever so slightly taller than you.
The answer?
I'm glad that. Wait, David, did you get through that puzzle or did you burn to death?
I burned to death.
Oh, magnificent.
I'm
Becky's tiny. Becky's a short lady.
the true answer probably like 5'7", 5'8", around there.
Bravo. Gonna burn you.
Yeah, I'm 6
never get
6 inches taller than you.
I'm not the only
I think-
7
I'm
inches
so-
taller than you.
one. You realize that.
So 5 feet taller than David.
Won't die alone.
5 feet 2 inches 7 seconds and 3 years.
In
Okay,
3
let's see if
years,
David can
you
do
have,
this
you have a
puzzle.
timestamp on that shit?
Oh,
Or it's got an expiration
oh,
date on the
stop
shortness.
moving too much. There you go. You got it. You got it. Okay. All right. Now you do the junction. Junction this junk.
Junk on this shin.
Yes.
Well, for anyone who wants a behind-the-scenes peek into the mind of Godzilla Mendababa, I finished my Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League script.
Hey!
'Cause I need
Did
something
you kill
that,
the Justice
that
League?
people... You know, I think maybe you didn't actually, is the funny thing.
Non-consensually killed them.
I
But
killed
I
them
was
until
planning
they
to
dead.
put
Until
this
they
video
dead.
off until after the game had like put all of its content out.
October 1st. Please return
Um,
this date.
So, but I decided that that game, because it's already flopping like Avengers, there's a high chance that they're not going to get to finish their content like Avengers. So I'm just going to put the video out now, and if I get to come back to it in a year after all the other shits come out, maybe I'll do a follow-up to like
You
talk
get
about
to
how the
make
game
even
is
more
improved.
content about the content that they put out for their content.
Content, yeah. Yeah, it's funny, the game came out several years
Because you're a
after...
content creator now. You create content about other content
came
that
out
other content
several-
creators have created.
Thank you. The game came out several years after Avengers, and they still somehow didn't think, you know what? Maybe this isn't such a good idea. Maybe let's like try and pivot a little bit.
I love that.
I mean, I guess by that point it would have been a bit too late, but still, like, I don't know, man.
The game is over.
I feel like by the time Avengers came out and it got like its critical reception,
Tell me. Is your husband
they could have
still
looked at that and been like, it's not gonna work
Did you
out.
kill him so you can
I don't know.
take credit for G?
Interesting theory.
I've heard that the player base has dropped to concerning numbers on PC for
Dude,
Sweet
the game is
Spy
already
Lab.
on sale on Steam for like $40. Sorry, for $40.
Oh look, is it another puzzle? No.
Ooh, that's great. And also, Angus was telling me the other day that apparently Sony is actually giving refunds for the game because it's like the servers are that broken. And
That's so fucking
that
funny.
in particular is hilarious because Sony is extremely stingy about giving refunds. So a game has to be completely fucked before they'll do that.
I think the last time I remember any like big sort of like console company or a platform company, sorry, I should say, was giving out refunds for games willingly was around the time when Cyberpunk dropped.
Yeah, 2077.
Yeah, the last time that they were refunding games, a game was Cyberpunk because it was that broken.
Which is fucking
So that-
crazy because Suicide Squad is nowhere near as broken as
Well,
Cyberpunk,
also,
to my understanding.
well, Cyberpunk, they
It's
also
just
just
the
lied.
servers.
They lied.
Oh,
What
well,
do you
yeah.
mean?
Cyberpunk
Oh yeah, yes.
Cyberpunk just lied.
It
The
was
fucking review codes
just
that they
false
gave-
advertising. Because they only allowed you to play it on the platforms where it looked good instead of the ones where it was buggy as hell.
But
Ada, where are you?
yeah, apparently getting the online servers to work on PlayStation, like just playing the multiplayer with another person, is just not working for anybody. I haven't even tried it, so I didn't really know.
Is
about
it a
that
good
issue.
single-player experience?
It's
I
fine.
want to say no. I want to say no.
I would say
Apparently, it's really
fine.
fun. For, like, sorry, go on.
Well, okay. I had more fun playing it than I did with Avengers because with Avengers it's so boring that like you need other people to kind of like fix the boringness. With Suicide Squad, it helps that it's very short, it's very fast, and the shooting mechanics at the very least are fun. So you could just turn your brain off and it's just a dumb shooter. And so it was fine. I didn't feel like I was grinding for 7 hours, and I was like, God, I wish I had someone to help me with this.
So the Avanglers is not that bad.
No, Avengers is a goddamn
You know
disaster.
what? I've actually gotten around to playing the Avengers. I don't think it's that bad. It's still kind of bad because it's very repetitive. It's the exact same
How
map they drop you
far
in.
are you?
Literally last level. I've been playing with some friends with the like online stuff where you just go to like random shit. It's not bad in terms of like core gameplay. Like, okay, Iron Man does the Iron Man stuff. That's kind of cool. Black Widow and her gameplay is cool. All the characters in their gameplay are cool. The problem is with the level design, because it is the exact same fucking open world, like, just like open map environment with nothing to do.
Yeah, they just drop you into a forest.
Like, there is just no like path that you gotta follow, and with the way that like everything is so limited, that open world setting doesn't really work. Because the entire like fucking the entire formula is, all right, we're gonna drop you into the spawn point in the middle of bumfuck nowhere.
So what I heard about it is
there's some
that
side stuff you can get. You gotta fly to them though, and they're very like distant and fucking everywhere. So you gotta fly to them.
So what I
Really,
heard
that's
about this
optional
game
shit.
is that it's a decent like single player action game that halfway through development was converted into being one of the live service nonsense games.
So it's
Yeah.
that squad or Avengers?
No,
Avanglers.
As Avengers,
Maybe.
for the parts where it's being a single player game, are
That's
pretty
cool.
good.
I love it.
It works just fine.
Here's the problem with it, right? Here's the problem with it. I've seen people comparing it to Marvel Ultimate Alliance, which, like, the more I think about it, the more I can understand why. The core difference is, again, it's in level design. With Ultimate Alliance, it is basically the same thing, right? Drop you in a thing, there's some side stuff you can explore, but literally the entire thing is you have to point
Ooh,
in, point
I got a digital
enemies
video
along the way.
cassette.
Nice.
1998.
The whole game is get from point A to point B and like fight some enemies along the way. But the thing that makes it fun is the like constricted level design, because you're not really wandering around too much in like this negative space. It's kind of very focused. So getting from point A to point B is a lot more fun because you're not just like wandering around being like, "All right, what is the point of all this?"
I'm
Right,
gonna
okay,
constrict
I'm done with the
your
second
level
because-
design.
With Avengers, it's literally just let's drop you in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, big open environments. There's nothing for you to do. There's maybe some stuff you can pick up, and it's the same like.
Well, it's just like
the same
it's a box
recycled,
full
like,
of
3
gear.
things. It's the same, yeah. It's the same fucking box. It's the same fucking puzzles. It's the same everything. And they drop you in this thing, and you don't even have to like do them. They give you like extra points, but they don't give you anything else. So you don't even have to do them. So you may as well just like as soon as you spawn, get to the like objective marker, kill the enemies there, and then just progress. Everything else does not need to be done, and it is not fun to do them. And so when they kind of give you this sort of like option, you think that there's some importance to it, but it really just drags it down and makes it more repetitive. So the game kind of goes against itself in a way. It kind of self-sabotages.
Yeah.
So it's pretty repetitive, is what you're saying?
It's very repetitive.
Repetitive.
Super repetitive.
Now, okay, and I'll expand on this in the video, but I felt that Suicide Squad ultimately was less repetitive, if only because the little objectives that you gotta do have just ever so slightly more breathing room. Because in Avengers, a lot of time, they want you to stand in a circle and watch a progress bar fill up. And that's like the whole goal, is just stay in this circle while you're getting attacked as the progress bar fills up. And that's boring. So, in Suicide Squad, It's like you're still watching a progress bar fill up, but you can walk anywhere you want while you're doing it, and you just have to kind of just fight enemies and protect a point or whatever. Like,
It's more involved.
It's more involved, and they're being less obtuse. But overall, it's I guess there's just slightly more variety, just like 5% more.
I'm gonna your
it's what you need.
How fucking dare you say that to me in the middle of a stream? There are people watching. There are people watching. Do you realize that? Do you realize there are people watching?
Yes.
Think before you say shit like that.
What if they
There's a
want to know about obbing and tusing? Who were you to deny that for them?
I thought my joke was funny, guys.
I didn't hear what you said.
I didn't hear what you said.
In terms of voyeurism.
Say it again, because David keeps fucking talking over you.
I said we're victims of voyeurism.
Oh, okay, there you go.
What if I like voyeurism?
That wasn't funny enough to repeat it 3 times!
Well, when an annoying motherfucker in your ear keeps going, can you hear it?
So I've been continuing to watch.
In all fairness, there's another annoying motherfucker in my ear who keeps talking over it.
So I've been continuing to watch season 2 of Xavier's favorite show, the 1960s Batman.
You say that like I dislike it or something. I just haven't seen it.
It's fun. I've started. It's because like season 2 is where it starts to get a little bit weaker. Because a lot of it is just so they start running out of comic book villains to adapt.
Yeah.
So then they
They start making shit up.
And it's just not nearly as good. And so, like, in season 2, they have, like, a guy called Shondell, who's just Liberace, and he plays, like, twins. And, like, the evil twin and the good twin. And he tries to seduce Aunt Harriet, who is Dick Grayson's aunt. And the only thing that made me laugh about this situation was the fact that he was inviting Aunt Harriet up to his apartment and gave her root beer as like a cocktail. Except that he served it in martini glass.
Were they not allowed to have alcohol?
Well, it's a kids show, right? Because in the pilot episode, Batman goes to a bar, like he just goes to a bar and starts dancing because he heard the Riddler was hanging out there, and he does the Batusi, of course, you know, the famous dance move where he puts his hands in front of his head. Except that
of course.
He orders an orange juice at the bar.
Well, I mean, I would too.
Wow, he said the S word.
My favorite moment from that show
is
when Batgirl goes to save Batman and Robin. She's like,
Batgirl.
equal pay for men and women. And then Batman goes, be serious, Batgirl, there's no time for jokes.
But do you know why, did you know that Batgirl was actually invented for the Batman 1960 show?
Yeah.
Okay, but here's your pop question.
Batman
of the day.
has a weird history of creating OCs just for the fucking TV shows, and those actually being good enough to use in the comics.
But here's the question: is why was she invented? Oh no! Another
to
thing
make Batman and Robin to make Batman and Robin seem less gay.
No, they had dropping ratings in season 3.
Oh, okay. You know what? I was thinking of something worse.
What was it?
You know what? It's not safe to say on screen.
You type it?
No. I'm fucking kidding. I don't know.
I don't know what you're saying. You're
So I
fucking with
think-
me. Stop it. Stop
So
fucking with me.
I think what I really enjoy about the Batman 60s show is that it has this really sort of childlike, innocent energy, but it also doesn't like wink and nod to the camera the way that like a Joss Whedon type show does. It takes itself 100% seriously, and that's where the comedy comes from.
Sort of
That's what makes it funny.
Yeah, it's like Adam West is the ultimate, like he's like the Leslie Nielsen of the '60s, because he just takes it all seriously, and it's hilarious.
It's kind of like that's what sells the whole thing.
Yeah. And Dick Gray, the guy who plays Dick Grayson,
Burt Ward.
Burt Ward, it's okay. He's fine.
He took cock shrinking pills, dude.
Yeah, give him a break.
Fucking animal.
He was dedicated for that show.
Method?
He was abused, dude.
Actually, I think he kind of was. For being
Well,
real.
I feel like by virtue of him being forced to take cock shrinking pills, he was.
Well, it was the '60s.
It's
It was
not
a
even
different
like an
time.
opinion thing.
Yeah, 60s will be 60s.
So are we going to talk about the fact that even though it was, yes, basically like a kid's show, they were like, everyone on set was having sex constantly?
You see,
as
that's...
long as the cameras didn't show it, it was fine.
You
As
see...
soon as the cameras aren't rolling, go ahead.
Yeah. My favorite story of that was
Like-
how Adam West and Frank Gorshin, who played the Riddler, accidentally got invited to an orgy and they didn't realize it was an orgy.
Yeah,
But then they decided to just have fun in character.
They just and then they got kicked out of the orgy because they were killing the vibe for being
Yes.
Batman and the Riddler at the orgy.
Yeah.
Were they like engaging in it, or were they just like fucking on the side, like?
They were just hanging out, just saying Batman and Riddler shit.
That's really funny. When he told, like, when I heard about it the first time, I thought they were like engaging in it and like still staying in character as
You know what
Batman
they
and
might
the
have
Riddler.
been? They might have been. I don't know. That's the thing.
Just fucking
60s were wild.
Like fucking in character.
Well, he was definitely fucking in the costume all the time between
That
shots.
costume-
Yes.
That's why they never like like fucking take the costume to like put it at exhibitions, dude.
It smells like sex.
They probably burned that shit. They're like, it smells disgusting, and it probably
Fucking
is disgusting.
costume smells so bad.
Fucking cum stains
This
all over that shit.
costume this smells like fluids. Ugh.
Wow.
That's the legend of Batman.
This
That
is
is-
how it happened. This is how the Batman died.
This is how the Batman came.
Well, I say, Riddler. Let's
We've sure gotten ourselves into another pickle this time. I honestly, I wish that someone had recorded audio from that night, and then you could just like digitally clean it up and like kind of remove all the sex
It's
noises
gonna
in
be
the
a
background. Just
violation
to
of
hear,
privacy and trust, dude.
no, just to hear Adam West and Frank Gorshin just
Yeah?
like goofing, just to hear
Like, what about everyone else
the
there?
banter.
Like, I would assume that like with shit like this, you don't record anything. I feel like you got to sign a contract saying that. You're like, all right, if you break this, we'll fucking sue you because it's a violation of trust.
I don't know. Hollywood's crazy.
I'm
That's
gonna
exactly
violate
why we
your
do this
trust
shit,
if
because
you
they're
know what I
crazy.
mean.
Everybody's doing that with everyone.
Turns out it was all being filmed.
Oh, I'm gonna watch the tape.
That's
I'm gonna watch
actually
the VHS tape.
It's in the Warner Brothers vault. We're gonna watch the tape. We're gonna watch the tape of the Frank Gorshin and Adam West sex party.
Come on down, kids. We're going to see Adam West Batman fucking.
We're gonna see Adams West.
I like the way they put this scene back into the remake, because in the original it was just like a flashback that was just for the audience's benefit, but instead they put it in like a tape so you could see it as the
Yeah.
character.
Who's A.
Cool.
Kirkpatrick?
Pretty cool.
Who's A. Kirkpatrick?
Virus. I'll bet those rats spread it.
Is that a Star Trek reference?
Who is A. Kirkpatrick?
By the way, I was watching that new fucking He-Man cartoon on Netflix,
No.
and there's a character in there voiced by William Shatner, and I could not tell right away because
wow.
I was actually shocked that William Shatner actually was doing a really good job at the voice acting. Like, it's not like he was like,
guy, but he gives pretentious energy.
he's a little weird, but you know.
My favorite. Have you watched the Rock his Rocket Man performance?
No.
When the third fucking William Shatner teleports in and crawls out from behind the chair.
Ah, so good. Okay, so I want William. I want you to go to YouTube and look up William Shatner, Rocket Man, and start watching it right now.
Do I have to?
Yes, you do. You absolutely have to.
You know, I just looked up William. I wasn't even like 2 letters into his last name, and the fucking thing just suggested it.
There's a reason for that.
I'm preparing myself for pain.
Yeah.
I love Gloria
It's gonna be
Shatner
magical,
spoken words
man.
covers of popular songs. I love difficult audio restoration projects. Oh, I think this is something that's really good because it's an audio restore thing. So I restored the 1978 performance of Rocket Man.
Oh boy.
Enjoy, smiley face.
Watch it now.
We sure
I
will.
am. I'm literally watching.
Gonna enjoy. I wish we could see and hear what he's seeing. I wish we could be there for this moment.
I wish I could
very
be there.
indifferent right now. I don't see a problem with it at the moment.
Well, it's supposed to be a song, and he's performing it like it's like poetry.
Spoken word, yeah.
Okay, well, to be fair, he hasn't even started yet, so...
Oh, you haven't even. He hasn't even gotten to that yet.
Hold on a minute, I'm just replying to a message at the moment.
We're just eager. This must be super fascinating stream
Oh, check
content.
the chat. A typical
just-
stream with David.
Yeah. Ah!
Someone said, open stream and immediately hear sex noises.
Yeah, welcome
Is
to the
Anna
stream.
still recovering from Mass Effect? Yeah, she's pretty bummed.
So,
But, you know, I think she had a good time playing it.
you know, I want
I'm sure
Anna
she'll play them
to.
again soon.
I want you and Anna to watch Babylon 5 now that you've finished Mass Effect.
Why don't you watch my ass, huh? How about that, huh? Why don't you do that?
All you had to do was ask.
Oh. Well, this didn't go how I was expecting it to.
How were you expecting it to?
Nerdman says that they started playing Dead Space because of my video, and they're
nice.
enjoying the remake. I'm glad to hear that. I've converted another one. The Cult of Dead Space.
So, are you? What else are you? Oh yeah, I was gonna say as well. I watched. What was it now? I watched Dune. I watched the Dune 2, and I watched it this weekend as well. So I watched it twice. Are you excited for Dune 2? What? Sorry.
Dune.
I said I've been looking forward to watching that. I tried to get a thing set up with my friends so we can go and watch it together.
To
watch Dunk.
Dunk. Yeah.
Dunkirk.
It's a pretty. I think it's good. I think even if you didn't like it, I think if you hated Dunk Part 1, you'll like Dunk Part 2.
Nice. All right, I'm watching the fucking the William Shatner thing.
Yeah.
Has it finally taken off yet?
Well, I'm 1 minute into it, and he's smoking a cigarette.
Is the Rocket Man finally taken off?
I think it's gonna be a long, long time.
I'll have to turn you guys down so I can hear it better.
Yeah.
Give me
Rocket Man.
I can't hear you as well, but you'll be hearing my reaction if there is one.
And turn up the audio.
I miss my wife? Is that what he said?
Yes.
Mood.
Why do you say it like that? I miss my wife.
That's just normal Shatnerisms, to be honest.
Friends, I haven't listened to the original Rocket Man song.
You haven't?
Nope.
Oh. Well, that would make it a little bit less funny.
Well, it sounds like a normal song, like a real song. I'll tell you that.
Okay. I can't go like 19 seconds into this without cringing. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to close this.
No, you gotta keep going. You gotta you gotta see the editing.
Yeah, you gotta see the editing.
I don't want to.
It's amazing. Come on.
Come on.
On.
And I think it's gonna be a long, long time.
Rocket Man.
Rocket Man.
Rocket Man.
Rocket Man. I love how like you do not stand for Star Trek, but I can get you to enjoy some classic William Shatner cringe.
What the hell?
Yo, that's... Hold on. William, is that the same guy from fucking The Big Bang Theory? Or am I thinking of someone else? No, wait, I'm thinking of someone else. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of someone else. Who was the guy? The Big Bang Theory. He was, Will Wheaton. That's the one. Will Wheaton.
Different Star Trek show.
That's... Yeah, I know. It's just the Wills, right? That's the one I find pretentious. I don't know much about William Shatner, actually.
So William Shatner...
William Shatner's from the 60s thing.
Yeah, he's not pretentious. He's just insane.
Yeah.
I can vibe with that.
And he also hates Red Letter Media for no reason.
Yeah.
And it makes Mike Stacklasa sound like he's gonna cry every time he talks about it. But he also is laughing uncontrollably too. So I can't figure out how he feels about the whole situation.
For me, the whole situation is just pure unadulterated.
You should chuck him a DM and ask him.
What?
You should chuck them a DM and ask him. Like, how do you guys feel about this? I really want to know.
Chuck him a DM?
I want to know.
Yeah, cunt. It's a fucking Aussie lingo. You fucking dog.
What about dogs?
Will this stream still survive if I go to the bathroom for a minute?
Sure. Yeah. Go pee-pee.
Yeah. Radical.
So maybe now that he's gone, we can actually focus on playing a video game. What do you think about that, Mr. Willem?
I'll get back to it in a bit. I'm gonna eat some watermelon.
What? You too?
Watermelons, bro. I love watermelons.
What? Why?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No, something I do.
What else do you do?
I don't know how to answer a question like that.
You don't think it be like that, but it do?
It'd be like that. I just had a thought. What if Xavier took like his headphones with him to the toilet, and he's listening to every word we said? If that was the case, what would you want to say to him?
What I would say to him is... Yes. Are you sure the Rook and the Knight are on the same wall, and the bishop and the queen aren't next to each other. The queen and the rook are opposite. Okay, so...
Say that to him.
Rook and the knight are on one wall. And then the queen and the rook are opposite each other. So then the pawn is on the same side as the queen.
Writing it down because I do the exact same shit. I've been playing Silent Hill with Xavier, and every time there's a puzzle that comes up, it's exactly what I do. I've got like my notebook next to me, and I'm just writing down like the puzzle to visualize it. Apparently, Godzilla won an Oscar. That's really cool. We're glad to hear that.
Who did?
Godzilla -1, the movie. It won an Oscar.
Oh, I don't believe in Oscars. Unless the film that I like won, in which case, yes, I do.
Unless what won one? Huh?
Unless the movie I like won, in which case, yes, I do.
In which case you do, but yeah. You know, that's understandable. I haven't seen that movie, but I've heard a lot of great things about it.
Yeah, I have not seen the Godzilla -1 movie, but... Wait, do I have all the pieces? I don't think I have all the pieces. Because I have the rook, I have the knight, I have the pawn. Am I still missing a couple? I might be missing a couple.
I think you'd be missing one or two.
Yeah.
That stuff you gotta go search for them in other rooms.
Mm. Okay, so now I have a map.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
You don't have it, but you do.
I do now.
There you go. I'm betting to be in that safe.
But I've not found any instructions for the safe.
Hmm. Go back to the map real quick. Can you click where it says upper? Yeah. Are any of these rooms? You've got a couple of rooms that are still in red. Do you think maybe if
You're
you check
still
that-
in red. We'll see. I will say this game I'm enjoying more than
the first
Resident
one?
Evil 1 remake.
Is it just because of the cameras, or what do you?
I
enjoy more
think
about
the
it?
design, the level design is a lot more logical, and that helps me out. I think it's the characters are more Chad-like and not virginal.
Okay, that's fair.
And I like that Leon has nice hair.
Leon is a sexy, handsome man.
Sexier than you.
Hey! Come on. Come on.
He's
don't
out
be
of line.
hurtful.
That's right.
And the other thing that I wanted to do in this streaming, Xavier, is that I wanted to convince you to watch Dune Part 2. Because I think...
First one? I don't remember you saying you liked the first one.
I think that I liked the first one, Xavier didn't. But I think that even if you didn't like the first one, you'll like Part 2.
Because that's where all the stuff happens.
Part 2, well, Part 1, you said Part 1 was boring, right?
Well, yeah, and because I could tell it's the first half of the book.
Well, because the thing about Part 2 versus Part 1 is that the conflict is a lot more external than in Part 1. And, like, the conflict, it's kind of a problem because, what's his name? The main character, Paul. His conflict in Part 1 is a very internal conflict, but his conflict, and that's a problem when you take a filmmaker like Denis Villeneuve, because he thrives on minimalism and not telling you everything,
dialogue.
And no dialogue. And that's a really interesting adaptational change for a story wherein... I don't know if you've read the book. Have you read the book?
There's so much dialogue.
No, have you read the book?
I've listened to a very big section of it as a book on tape.
Well, also, all the characters are constantly, like, thinking to themselves.
Yeah, that's another big thing.
And you're privy to so much of, like, the internal world of the characters in the book. But in the movie,
everyone's just kind of staring and thinking. You don't know what they're thinking.
They're trying to do it visually. Like, oh,
yeah.
Man.
And
this
I
is
think
concerning. So it's like,
but they managed to thread that needle a lot better in Part 2 than in Part 1. I mean, I love Part 1. I think it's a great movie. But Part 2 threads that needle a lot more successfully than Part 1 does. And Denis Villeneuve will tell you that he thinks he did he got what he wanted to do done a lot better in Part 2 than Part 1 because of a couple smart changes. So, like, he actually expands on the world of the books, and he makes a couple of changes that I think help to stave off the white savior allegations of the book.
I thought the whole point was that the white savior was bad and he fucked everyone over.
Well, that's the intention even in the book, but you could accuse the book of some Orientalism. For example, the Fremen are sort of treated as a monolith, and they're not given the same level of agency as the quote-unquote characters that are coded more white. Whereas in the movie, the Fremen are a lot more multidimensional, and there's like different factions of the Fremen, right? There's like Zendaya and her friends who represent sort of a more secular Fremen, and they literally say, oh yeah, all this faith bullshit that the main characters are using to try and convince us is like, it's not true, you know, we need to save ourselves, we shouldn't have have these guys save us for us. And then like Stilgar, Javier Bardem's character, and those guys are like, oh, he's the savior, he's gonna save us all. So like, even within the world, there's like multiple different factions. There's an indicator here, but I can't do it. What's going on here?
I think you have to... Hold on, let me look where you're at. Oh, that's to jump down. If you were from there, if you were there.
So, I kind of went at the... Oh, I got, because I can climb up here. I'm gonna have to jump down. Gotcha. I got it.
Now get into that waist-deep, disgusting poop soup. look at this sewer and tell me you were waiting around in anything other than just, like, hundreds of thousands of gallons of diarrhea.
That's where all the shit goes. I'm not to tell you, man.
I like how they took this enemy that was like a single boss encounter in the original, and then made it like a normal enemy type in this game.
Where's Nemesis in this right now?
He's chasing someone, I think.
Depends on who you ask, because Nemesis right now could be fighting people from the Umbrella Corps in the game Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very confused. So yeah.
So was Capcom.
So in terms of the Dune, I think that they add a lot of, it adds layers to the story to make it like it highlights the sense of like tragedy when the Fremen become this like savage warrior of get basically enslaved by Paul, because there's this character who's like, she literally like says in the big meeting when they're going to war, this myth is how they enslave us. So it's like, yes.
And then he heard that and was like, good idea.
And then, like, so the whole dramatic tension of the story is, so Paul Atreides, he knows that he's, if he embraces this action, that it's going to, bring down, take him down this dark path and kill all these people, and he doesn't want to, but he sort of eventually becomes convinced that he has to, because it's the only way that he can get revenge for what happened in the first movies. He just really wants to, you know, get this revenge.
He's kind of like a proto Darth Vader.
Yeah. And
interesting.
And like literally, there's a line in the first act where he's talking to his mom, and his mom says, "Oh, your father didn't believe in revenge," and he says, "But I do."
Bro's edgy. What the fuck?
He threw away Zendaya for this? What a chump.
That's like the plot of the movie, though, because at the, That's literally the plot of the movie, though. Because in the...
what? This fucking dork?
Yeah.
Awesome.
What are you doing right now? What are you doing right now?
Doing your mom.
You.
Is it the sewer that smells like poop or poop that smells like sewer? That is a very philosophical question, the answer to which I do not have. Apparently Operation Raccoon City isn't canon, or if it is, it's very loosely canon. Crit is also saying that
I think it isn't, because it actually shows shit that just actively fucking contradicts Resident Evil 2. Like, fucking, as soon as Leon crashes the car, the Umbrella guys start chasing him, and he's aware of them and shooting back at them. Like, that didn't fucking happen.
I think that's what the loosely canon means, in that some elements can be taken to fit the continuity, but it isn't entirely canon. In that some things are just completely, like, fucking made up.
Yeah. The weird, hilarious thing is that the most canon thing for Resident Evil 2 is still the fucking Dark Side Chronicles.
What are the Dark Side Chronicles?
It's a rail shooter, like, Wii game that retells a bunch of bits from various Resident Evil games as a rail shooter where you're fucking run around popping zombies with guns. And it retells Resident Evil 2 in a brand new scenario where Leon and Claire do not get separated at the beginning, and they're with each other the whole time. And it actually has everything from both playthroughs happen. And between that and Resident Evil 1, where they also did the same thing where Chris and Jill stay together the whole time and neither of them gets kidnapped, because of the way the series refers back to the previous entries, only the fucking versions of the story from that game can be canon, because all of the other scenarios that they show contradict each other or like are missing stuff.
Oh wow.
So the canon version of the story is from the Wii game.
This is very strange.
Kind of cool. I think, you know what? The fucking thing was like a test run, and the Wii game is like, you know what? Hey, let's just fucking take all of that shit and then figure out a way to put it together.
I just think it's a wee little game.
Oh,
Oui.
this fucking dumb bastard.
Oui?
Should kill this guy.
C'est vrai? Oui?
Oui, oui.
What language are you speaking here?
I'm
Portuguese?
Yeah.
Portuguese?
Bro's never heard of Punjabi before.
Portuguese?
Portuguese.
Big chugas?
Big Chugas.
Watched a weird, fucked up horror movie today in Spanish.
Oh yeah, what movie?
Yeah.
What horror movie is it?
It was called When Evil Lurks.
I don't think I've heard
It's
of
on
that
Shudder
one.
if you want to see it, David. But
I don't have Shudder anymore.
I don't want
yeah.
to spoil some of the more shocking stuff in it because it's like, you know, you just got to see that for yourself. But basically, it's a world where demonic possessions like the one in The Exorcist are so commonplace that they're treated like a type of like pandemic, and like society has to like follow certain guidelines whenever something like that happens to stop it. And it's about like this town in South America where another outbreak happens because the government just like the local government wasn't paying attention. Because when someone gets possessed by a demon, they're able to spread it. So if you kill that person, you immediately get like infected too by the demon. And so they have to have all these like procedures about dealing with people who are possessed. And this small town ends up like kind of shit out of luck when someone's possessed in there and they find out that they've been possessed for a whole year and the fucking local government intentionally ignored it because they want that land. And then it's about the two main characters are these brothers who are trying to figure out like what to do procedurally to keep the town alive. And shit goes bad.
Sounds fucked up.
Interesting.
And it's pretty good.
How good is it though?
I liked it. There's some stuff in there where it got like really crazy and really disturbing, and I was like, I was not expecting that. I can't spoil any of it. Like, it's one of those things where you just gotta watch it.
I'm gonna watch you later tonight.
Oh my god.
Bro's a voyeur on God.
Oh my god. We have to stop this.
You do?
Yes.
Why's that?
I don't like this. I'm not into it, David. Stop.
And why don't you like it? Tell me more.
Yeah.
I've been watching lately. I've been catching up on Superman and Lois, and I fucking love that show.
I'm gonna take a break for 1 second.
David's gonna go poop his pants.
Yeah, in his pants. While that happens, let's talk about Superman and Lois. It is a really good show.
Is it? Is it now?
Yeah.
Is it?
Have you not watched it?
I remember.
I thought you
I've
did.
watched bits and pieces of it. I watched, I think, like the first 2 episodes, and I thought, hey, this is pretty good. I'm gonna get back to this and watch the rest of this at some point.
And then you never did.
And then I never did.
Oh, Nerdman, we're not leaving.
Which
we're still on stream.
Yeah, David's just going.
David's
to
just going to shit himself. We're still on here.
You know what? I've done that with plenty of shows, though. I did that with Breaking Bad, but
Yeah,
that happened so many years ago now. It was before even I think I met you. I did that.
Yeah. I honestly was kind of like that with Superman and Lois too, and that's why I recently started like rewatching it. They're like, I want to see what the fucking show's up to. What are they up to?
What are they doing in there?
What are they doing?
I remember they said that, hey, even though it seemed like we were going to get canceled, we decided to do one last season anyway, but our budget got slashed in order to finish that last season. Have you seen any of that yet to confirm how bad that is?
What was it? Can you repeat that? Sorry?
Apparently they were on the verge of getting canceled for season 3, but instead they renewed them just long enough for them to finish the story. However, the season 4 budget was slashed partially.
Oh, that sucks. Because season 4 is kind of a cliffhanger. Oh, sorry, season 3 is kind of a cliffhanger ending.
Yeah, that almost was just the ending.
Honestly, I would have hated that.
And I can't speak too much to it because, again, I haven't seen it. But apparently it ends on a big cliffhanger for season 3, and everyone was like, please don't let this
How
get
are we doing,
fucking
losers?
canceled now. Doing good. And thankfully they're like, okay, we'll hold on just long enough to do that last season, but we're going to give you like a quarter of the money for that season.
I think that's fair.
I
don't think people watch it for like fucking special effects anyway. Like if they want to slash the budget, that's fine.
I mean, but it's some of the stuff that I saw from the earlier seasons was actually quite impressive, I thought.
It's just about like the core, the central sort of focus of the show isn't like, look how cool this like shot looks. It's surfaceable, right? Because you care more about the characters and what's going on than like, oh man, this fight scene is really fucking epic.
It's surfaceable?
It's surfaceable. So I don't really mind if they're slashing the budget, just as long as like the story and the characters aren't done dirty. I don't really care about.
I think they actually had to fire some cast members too. Like certain characters are not. I think they had to fire some cast members too as part of that budget cut. So certain characters will not show up in the fucking 4th season.
How do I feel about it? That's interesting. Yeah, I'm ambivalent. Because I'm trying to think, like, are there characters that I would not mind not seeing again?
Like, if they just did not show up, like, would it be fine if they got kicked out?
I don't know. I mean, a lot of them aren't central to the story, like, to the plot, but they're certainly important enough to, like, flesh out the world. Because there's, like, a number of side characters that have their own little thing going on. It's just really nice to sort of keep track with everything and, like, I guess touch base on them every once in a while. Because the whole show kind of, like, really wants to push the idea of everyone is like, a little family of its own, right? Like they're all friends with Superman. They're all like part of his little crew, his little team. Not like Team Flash sort of thing, where it's like everybody knows who he is and everybody's like working together. But it's kind of like, yeah, we're cool, and they're part of his life, and so it's important to like, touch base on them every once in a while. Which is why like I'm kind of on the fence because I don't know if like cutting them would be a good thing or not. Like,
I mean,
I don't know
as long as it doesn't just say they all died off screen or something like ridiculous.
I don't think they will. I don't think they'll do that.
We're just gonna not include those characters in this particular.
That's what I'm saying, right? That's what I'm saying.
Is that part of the? Is this part of the CW budget cuts?
Yeah,
possibly. I don't think they're gonna die off screen, which is why I'm like, okay, I don't know if I'm okay with that because if they like don't show up out of nowhere, like they just stop showing up. It's gonna suck.
That would be a problem.
Like, it's like, where the fuck are these guys? Like, you just dropped them.
Okay, almost there, Ada.
And I don't know if it's a case of like, okay, let's just get cheaper actors because they did that with one of the actors from like the first couple of seasons, the first 2 seasons.
Does it mean that it's saving when I see the 3 dots in the corner? Like the little blinky lights?
I don't know what he's saying. Anyway. What's his name? Was it John? It was like one of Superman's kids. I think it was the older one.
Again, I haven't watched the show.
Okay. Anyway,
but I would like to.
He's introduced in like the other things. It's not like oh my god, he has a son.
Like it's one of them has superpowers. I know.
It's the other one. They recast
It's
him.
the
and I don't know
the
if it's
nerdy loser one. Has the powers. The one who's
yeah.
like the cool
Dude, I
jazz
really
they
like.
recast.
Okay, I really like the fucking arc that they take him on in this new season. I don't know how much you care about it because. Well, actually, I don't know. Do you care about it? I'm assuming you do.
Like, okay, you discuss up to a point before it starts spoiling it so bad I would not be able to enjoy it. I guess, if that's possible.
Okay, let me reflect on that for a bit.
How do you word that like that?
I mean, if I can even.
If that's even a
Ooh,
possibility.
I got
That's
a
even a
door
thing
open.
that I can do. That's spoiling.
Ah!
Oh!
Jesus Christ!
Jesus Christ!
Thing is, they kind of
I
lean
love
into this
that.
whole. They kind of lean into okay, if a kid his age
Like,
had all of these like extraordinary powers,
Okay, how do I get out of here?
they kind of lean into realistically
you don't, fuck you!
what's some of the baggage that comes with it, and I kind of like that.
Well, he becomes Homeland.
Look, I'm laughing because I think it's funny that you went to Homelander, but I don't think it's quite there yet, or there at all. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if that's how I'd describe it. I'm not gonna go too much in depth. I'm not gonna try to clarify myself. I'm just gonna leave it there. If you know, you know.
Okay. I do think it would
If you know,
be
just say you
hilarious if
agree or you
Superman's
disagree.
son
I
was
want to hear your
Homelander and then he
opinions.
had
I
to
don't
kill
want
his son.
spoilers though. But I want you to watch it, and I want you to give me. David, you're fucking walking into the fire, man. You're fucking
I
walking
know,
into the fire.
mate.
I don't know why I turned British all of a sudden.
Bollocks.
You're fucking walking into the fire, mate.
Oh no, mate.
I'm from bloody Liverpool, mate. From bloody London.
Liverpool and London have very different accents, just saying.
I don't know the fucking.
Alright, you can escape this room now, David. It might behoove you to run.
Are you watching the stream or the stream?
I am watching the stream.
Yes.
What else can I say about?
You were shooting at it in that hallway.
Found interesting. One thing I found interesting is that this is actually kind of very fucking interesting. Is and I'm not gonna specify, but they basically took something from one of the previous movies that have come out in the previous years, and they were like, you know what? Let's try remixing that. Let's try putting our own spin on that. And I think that's very interesting. I don't know how to feel about it.
I think the one thing that I heard about, and this, if this is true or not, I'm not sure, but I think
I won't confirm.
everyone thought that they were going to set up some kind of doomsday thing, but then it turned out to be Bizarro. Is that accurate? I think I heard that somewhere.
Not for season 3. Not for season 3.
Well, then what I've
Was it season 3? I don't know.
I think I heard that around season 2, so I guess I'm
Sorry,
wrong. on
season
what
2.
it
I don't know
is.
them. I mean, I think I know what you're on about, but I'm not gonna say for the sake of not spoiling.
Okay. All right, David, do this cool boss fight. Can you do it? Can you do it? Can you solve the puzzle of that is this boss fight?
I think I already have.
Speaking of the Flash, though, that was brought up a second ago. I've been seeing a lot of like clips of that on like my Instagram reels and YouTube clips, and I'm kind of intrigued. Like clips of the last season, I mean. Like that last season looks kind of interesting.
Remember, I tried to watch season 1, and I did watch all of it, but not a whole lot of it stuck because there was long swaths of it where I was kind of bored and not really into it.
What were you bored
And
with?
anytime that just anytime that show tries to do anything with time travel, it gets so convoluted and irritating that I'm not really interested. And I think anytime, and because it's the Flash, they delve into time travel a lot.
You gotta unbury. You gotta go fast.
You gotta go
He did
fast,
it! He
Barry.
beat the boss! He did it! He did it, everybody!
Let's hope that's the last of them.
You've like you're beating stuff that have been that took me a while when I first initially played this game, much quicker than I have.
Oh.
Like that boss took me a while to figure out, and you beat it like first try, I think. That
glad,
puzzle,
Both times I sat there and
that
did
puzzle
not
before
tell
the
the
chess
person
pieces
playing
as
how to
well.
do it.
that puzzle with the chess pieces as well from before, like that took me a long while to figure it out because
That
like the
seems
wording
like,
just
like
makes
the exact type of fucking puzzle David would excel at. That's like right up his alley.
Ada! Ada, where are you?
Ada, where are you?
Here!
Ada, wait!
Ada! I was getting worried there for a
No, it's not wait, it's Wong.
I can't get it out.
No, he's always going, Ada, wait!
Just
And
do
then
it.
she
I
runs
can't
away,
walk
and then he
like
goes,
this.
Ada!
second.
I was never mind. The joke didn't work. The joke didn't work.
I think I'm gonna end after this cutscene because I'm starting to feel a little bit.
I can do it myself.
Just relax.
Bro's
So-
gonna end the job cutscene.
I'm starting to feel a little
He
bit
can feel the
not
rage
bonita.
taking over.
So, what do we do now?
He can feel the rage taking over. He can feel the
Get
bloodlust.
yourself out of here.
Yes, that's what happens whenever I see Avo.
I'm not just gonna leave you.
He just gets really horny.
I don't understand. The situation's
No
upsetting.
comment.
You're not getting rid of me that easy. You protected me.
We call it bloodlust, but really, we're just trying to say erection.
It's there is blood, but it's like
And there is blood and there's lust, and the blood is going to the
there's
dick.
blood.
Grab my shoulder.
Well, the blood
There
is
you go.
going to a part
You know
of the
what?
body.
You finished that joke for me. I couldn't figure out how to word it.
Watch your step.
That's really funny because I never see myself as a word. Lately, people have been telling me that shit. Like people that I would like, I would consider to be better speakers than me. Were like, oh, there you go. I couldn't figure out how to say it. Like you said it for me. I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, because you know how to convey the idea in like a dumb idiot caveman way.
The fuck did you say?
My schedule.
What the
I
fuck?
love how
Where'd
you're
that
trying
come
to say a
from?
nice thing about yourself, and then Xavier just shoots you down.
And then Xavier
completely.
just fucking like slaps me around.
I just
Throws it in my
abused you
face.
live on stream. Everyone saw that. They've got that on recording now.
They
They're gonna use that in
caught
court.
4K.
So anyway, I'm gonna end the stream now. So thank you all for her showing up.
Rookie numbers.
We will
did
see
it.
you
We did it, everybody.
on
We
the
prevalented
floppity
the
flip.
evil. See
The
you next
evil-
time, goobers.
Look at these goobers. The ultimate goober is me. I am the goober.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am the Goobertron.
The Goobertron
I
6000.
am Goober Prime. I am the Goober Prime.
I am Goobtimus Prime.
Okay, that just
I
sounds like a
am
like a
the silly
sex
box.
thing now.